Hello everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel. The title for today's video is, Do you still need Twitter? Keep watching and I'll give you my thoughts after the break. Hi everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel. If you've not subscribed already, the title for today's video is, Do you still need Twitter? And this is coming from a B2B perspective. I want to give a quick overview of Twitter and where we are in February 2020. So Twitter, that you may have read that Twitter is declined, or the monthly active users, which is one of the key metrics for any media channel. The monthly active users has been declining. Let me show you some data just to show you where we are with that, because I think that will quickly illustrate the situation with Twitter. So in the UK, so this is from Statista, there will be a link to this piece of data in the description as usual. So you can see the number of Twitter users in the UK. I'm just focusing on the UK with this piece of data. Has been rising. We'll just show the years. 2012, 8.6 million, and then 2016, 15.8, 2017, 16.4, 2018, 17.1. So 2019 figures aren't released yet, but you can see that the growth has continued. So in the UK, people are still using Twitter and still increasing the number of users. Now let's look at a more comprehensive view worldwide. So let's go to this piece. Okay, this is from Twitter data that Twitter supplied themselves, and once again, link will be in the description. I just want to run across the monthly active users. So, and this is set against the backdrop of people talking about Twitter is dying and so on and so forth, which is not really borne out by the data we have here. So maybe I need to zoom in on this. Let me just go to full screen so you can see this. Monthly active users, 327 million. That's Q1 2017. 326, Q2, 330, 330, 336, Q1, 2018, 335, 326. You can see 321, 330 again. So it's sort of fluctuating around 330 million users worldwide. 318, 330, 321. So it doesn't look like it's growing dramatically, but it's also not decreasing dramatically. So those are the actual figures from Twitter. So Twitter is still relevant, and it's not really in decline. Obviously, people like to write off social media platforms, and it's an interesting story to say that a social media platform is dying, no longer used, in the way that things like MySpace have died in the past, and so on, and even more recently. Social media platforms or visual platforms like Vine, which died, and then more recently has come back as Byte, but we'll save that Byte story for another video. Okay, so Twitter numerically is not dying. Let's get out of this view. Also some good data here. So in terms of business of apps is a reference, and that will be in the description again. The market cap, in layman's terms, what the company is worth has gone down slightly as of November 2019. So it was down to 23 billion as opposed to 35 billion. So there is a significant drop there, but that's not the beginning of the end. I think people are still using Twitter, and the evidence that I've just shown you on those previous graphs and charts has shown that. So if you're a subscriber of the channel, you'll know this, and if you're not subscribed, obviously subscribe, and if you're enjoying this video, please give me a like. If you're subscribed to this channel, you'll know that I place a heavy focus on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the #1 platform for B2B businesses, and it's just growing and growing. My LinkedIn profile is here, so if you want to connect with me, you can do so, and you'll know that this is me when you find me. So I place a heavy emphasis on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is not the only show in town. You need to be active on more than one platform to promote your business. So the triumvirate that I always recommend for my clients is LinkedIn, YouTube and Twitter. The advantage of Twitter over LinkedIn is in terms of content frequency. You look at my, this is my Twitter feed. I'm just showing some of the scheduled tweets that I sent over the last day or so. One thing that you'll notice is obviously with Twitter, and if you're, I'm assuming you're at least intermediate users of Twitter if you're watching this video. If not, I'll link to some more introductory videos on Twitter and you can watch those. If you're a Twitter intermediate user, you'll know that you can post, say 10, 15, maybe possibly, depending on your following, up to 20 messages a day on Twitter. You couldn't do that on LinkedIn. If you post more than 2 posts on LinkedIn, you're going to have some of your connections unsubscribing from your content. They may not disconnect, they may still remain a connection, but they may just mute all your content because they feel that you're spamming them. So you've got to be quite delicate with your content strategy for LinkedIn. This is where Twitter is wonderful because Twitter turns over and the content turns over very quickly. So you can post 15, 20, quite comfortably, you can post 15, 20 tweets per day and not antagonize or irritate anybody with the volume that you're tweeting. So that's one of the benefits. And also it's very clear that those people that use Twitter are still getting very much value out of it, and I'm still getting value out of it. You get leads, you get inquiries coming out of your activity on Twitter, and you're allowed to do that all day. And there are peak points, of course, the morning, lunch times, and then in the evenings around the working day, as you'd expect. And there are peak points on LinkedIn as well, but you've got more flexibility in distributing your content and engaging with people and building up a rapport and a relationship using Twitter. So don't listen to the naysayers who are saying, oh, Twitter's dying. Just to give you a point of reference, when Google Plus died, I think that was April 2019. So when Google Plus died in 2019, remember Google Plus? When Google Plus died in 2019, they had 198 million users. As you've seen from my data and from the charts I showed you earlier in this video, Twitter is still at around 330 million users as of Q4 2019. So it's not dying. You still should be using it, and you should use it in conjunction with LinkedIn and in conjunction with YouTube. So that's my recommendation. Don't go away from Twitter because you think it's on its way out. It's not on its way out. It's still a very valuable platform, and it's still useful for obviously promoting your business, engaging with new prospects and bringing them into your community so that you can start to assess their problems, help them with their problems, and eventually do business with them. So that's my recommendation. Continue to use Twitter. If you need any help using Twitter, get in contact with me, and my details and contact address, email address, mike@marketingfundamentals.com is both on the screen now, and it's also in the description. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you've not subscribed already, you've enjoyed and got value from this video, please give me a like. Click on one of the 2 screenshots to watch another video. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.